Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers and updates tease Hope Logan is feeling optimistic about her future once more, all thanks to Carter Walton. With a newfound determination, Carter declared his intention to track down Ridge Forrester and make an effort to reach him. Hope might soon receive some troubling updates about her job, as if things could get any worse. Ridge is firmly standing by his daughter, Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McKinn's Wood, making it unlikely that he would agree to support Hope. Carter subtly suggested to Hope that all avenues might be explored, though he didn't clarify what could unfold afterward. It's evident that Carter has a contingency plan that could work in Hope's favor. The question remains, what will it entail? If Carter is unable to sway Steffy or Ridge to allow Hope to return to Forrester Creations, he might encourage her to consider filing a wrongful termination lawsuit. Carter is an attorney, although he doesn't often practice in court, but Hope has very good grounds to file, since the firing was personal. Naturally, Hope's decision to flaunt lingerie at work raises some eyebrows, and this could pose a challenge for Carter if she decides to take this route. One might contend that Hope's lack of professionalism warranted her dismissal all on its own. However, with Carter's legal expertise, he knows how to navigate the complexities of the law. It's possible that she could craft a compelling case for Hope, positioning Steffy as the enduring antagonist in this narrative. After all, it was Steffy who persuaded Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, to head to Paris, leaving Hope's business in a precarious state. Carter may portray Steffy as someone who's been undermining Hope from the start, biding her time to eliminate her entirely. This wasn't the first time she tried to eliminate Hope's line. The underlying intention could be to persuade Ridge to reconsider his stance, hoping he'll back down upon hearing implied legal threats. If Ridge finds himself confronted with the looming threat of a lawsuit and a significant scandal, he might just change his mind and override Steffy's choices. One thing is certain. Carter is poised to escalate the situation with some daring actions in the near future, according to our forecasts. Steffy and Ridge should brace themselves for increased fallout. Upcoming teasers indicate that Carter is determined to restore Hope's career by any means necessary, so be sure to keep an eye out for what's next. He'll stop at nothing. The air was thick with tension as Hope Logan stood in her mother's office, clutching a stack of documents that could change everything. Brooke sat across from her, her brows furrowed in worry. Hope's fight for justice had been building up for months, and now she finally had something substantial to hold on to. "Mom," Hope began, her voice steady but her eyes revealing a mix of anger and determination. "This goes beyond just business. It's about doing the right thing." Brooke nodded, a glimmer of pride lighting her gaze. "I know, sweetheart, but going up against these people won't be easy. They have connections and resources that we can only dream of." Hope took a deep breath, her fingers curling around the papers. "I don't care. If we don't stand up now, they'll keep getting away with it. And I won't let that happen." The situation had started innocuously enough. Rumors of shady practices within Forrester Creations, whispers of employee mistreatment, and accusations of discrimination in hiring. At first, Hope had dismissed them as mere gossip. But as the weeks went on, more employees came forward, each with tales that only fueled Hope's need to take action. Her desire to bring justice was fueled not only by her own values, but also by the realization that her family's legacy was at stake. The Forrester name had always been associated with elegance and high fashion, but also integrity, a legacy built by her grandfather, Eric Forrester, and upheld by her family. Hope wasn't about to let that be tarnished by corruption. But there was one major obstacle in her path: Carter Walton, the Forrester family's long-trusted legal advisor. As Hope prepared her case and gathered her evidence, she knew that Carter would be the one person with the power to make or break her mission. His loyalty to the Forrester family was unquestionable, and he had always been someone Hope looked up to for his sense of fairness and integrity. But she also knew that Carter was protective of the Forresters, and involving him could either bolster her case or destroy it entirely. As if on cue, Carter entered the office, his face a picture of calm professionalism. His gaze shifted from Brooke to Hope, assessing the determination in her stance. He knew that look. He had seen it many times in his years with Forrester Creations. But there was something different this time, something fiercer. "Hope, Brooke," Carter greeted, his voice as steady as ever. "I hear you've been looking into some concerns within the company." Hope took a step forward, holding out the documents. "Carter, I have proof. There are people within Forrester who are being mistreated, undervalued, and overlooked. It's all here in black and white. I can't stand by and watch this happen. Not to them, and not to our company." Carter took the papers from her, his expression unreadable as he began to skim the pages. Hope watched him intently, knowing that every word on those documents was crucial. Each page contained detailed accounts from employees who felt they had been marginalized, dismissed, or unfairly disciplined. Hope had spent countless hours interviewing them, recording their stories, and gathering evidence to substantiate their claims. But Carter was no stranger to complicated situations. As he read, he could feel the weight of his role pressing down on him. He was responsible for the legal well-being of the Forresters, yet he also had a moral duty to the employees who made the company what it was. It was a precarious line to walk, and he wasn't sure which way he would lean. "You're serious about this," Carter finally said, lifting his gaze to meet Hope's. His tone was soft, but there was an edge of skepticism. "I am," Hope replied, her voice unwavering. "This isn't about a vendetta or making a point. This is about doing what's right, even if it's difficult. You know as well as I do that Forrester Creations has to stand for something more than just profit and power." Carter sighed, running a hand through his hair. "Hope, you have to understand the position you're putting me in. If I move forward with this, it could have serious repercussions, not just for Forrester, but for everyone involved." Hope stepped closer, her eyes pleading but fierce. "And if you don't, what does that say about us? About everything we stand for? Carter, you taught me to believe in justice and fairness. Don't turn your back on it now." Carter was silent, the weight of Hope's words settling on him. She was right, of course. He had always been a champion of justice, a voice of reason amid the chaos of the fashion industry. But the stakes here were high. Not only was the Forrester name on the line, but his own role and reputation would be affected by his decision. Days passed, and the tension only grew. Hope continued to gather support from employees who believed in her cause, each one adding fuel to her mission. Carter, on the other hand, wrestled with his conscience, caught between his loyalty to the Forresters and his own sense of right and wrong. One evening, as he was alone in his office, Carter found himself reflecting on his years with Forrester Creations. He thought of all the people who had come and gone, the relationships he had built, and the trust that had been placed in him. He realized that this decision was about more than just one case or one person's mission for justice. It was about preserving the integrity of the company and the people within it. In the end, he knew he couldn't ignore the evidence that Hope had presented. He had always prided himself on doing the right thing, and now, with this evidence in his hands, he understood what had to be done. The following day, Carter called a meeting with Ridge, Steffy, and Hope. The room was tense, and all eyes were on him as he took his seat. "Thank you all for coming," Carter began, his voice calm but with a hint of resolve that hadn't been there before. "I've reviewed the documents that Hope provided, and after careful consideration, I've come to a decision." Ridge's face was a mask of apprehension, and Steffy's gaze flickered with concern. But Hope's eyes never left Carter, silently willing him to stay true to his principles. "I believe that there is enough evidence here to warrant an investigation," Carter announced, his voice unwavering. "We need to address these issues openly and ensure that Forrester Creations is a place where everyone is treated fairly." Ridge and Steffy exchanged a look of shock and disbelief. "Carter, do you realize what you're saying?" Ridge asked, his voice laced with incredulity. Carter nodded, unflinching. "I do. But if we want Forrester Creations to be the company we claim it to be, then we have to be willing to confront the hard truths. Hope has brought these issues to light, and it's our responsibility to address them." Hope felt a surge of relief and gratitude. She had put everything on the line for this, and Carter's support was the validation she needed. She knew the battle wasn't over. There would be pushback, challenges, and even possible fallout. But for the first time, she felt like she wasn't alone in her fight for justice. The news of the investigation spread quickly throughout the company. There were whispers of change, of a brighter future for everyone at Forrester. Employees who had once felt voiceless now found themselves heard, and a renewed sense of pride began to fill the halls. As for Hope and Carter, their alliance became a beacon of hope and integrity, a testament to the power of courage and conviction. In standing together, they had not only strengthened the company, but also proven that justice would always find a way, no matter how difficult the path.